Hey guys, Sandy here, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am working on my 2018 albums, getting those finished up. I have 3 more Stories by the Month kits to use from 2018, October, November, December. I also have a January 2019 one, but we're not going to use that one. That's off to the side. So what I did was I went through and printed out all of the photos that I'm going to use for October, November, and December, and we're gonna knock these bad boys out. Let's see what I can do. Okay guys, here we are opening the October Stories by the Month kit. Now this is the 3rd time I am attempting to do this voiceover. The first time I started getting texts and my watch was dinging all over the place, so we had to turn it off and start over. The second time I almost got to the very end. I got emotional. I waxed poetic about my husband. I cried a little bit. Decided that it was okay because not a lot of people watch the Stories by the Month videos. And then realized almost at the very end that I wasn't actually recording. I was just running my mouth. So we are going to go at this one more time. I am going to not get all emotional this time. Although my eyes are still very hot and like the emotion is living right behind them. So we're gonna keep it fine. Okay, we're gonna be good. So the Stories by the Month kit, lots of Halloween-y and fall colors, and my October just wasn't full of Halloween-y and fall colors in 2018. Not a lot of it, okay? It just wasn't that way. But I do make it work for me. I make the kit work for me. And I do that in a couple ways. One, I bring in teal. And I know everybody's like, teal, pink. But you know what? Sometimes it just works. And teal, I think, really works good with orange and black and gray. Like, I love that combination together. I think it works. I also brought in some gold. And gold just brightens it up a little bit. So I'm totally happy with that. This first page, the front, I use the chipboard that says October Stories, and then I put it over top of the arrow that says awesome. Now, as you guys know, other people's handwriting stresses me out in my albums. I'm not a huge fan of it. I try to use that gold card too, but I was like, whoa, that's way too much gold for this. So other people's handwriting stresses me out in my albums. I would much rather have my own handwriting. It's kind of a snobby thing. It's kind of a stuck-up thing. But honestly, like, you know what? No, it's not. No, it's not. I was talking to my friends earlier, and I said that same comment. It does kind of make me snobby. And one of my friends said, it doesn't make you snobby. It just makes you know what you want. And you know what? That's the truth. It makes me know what I want. My scrapbooking and my paper playing is what keeps me sane. It keeps me happy. It keeps me healthy. I enjoy it. It makes me happy. It definitely brings joy into my life. So why would I do something that stresses me out? Why would I do something that I don't love? And the Stories by the Month, I tried it out. I discovered it wasn't my thing. I like the pocket page idea. I like the monthly divider thing like this, but using the Stories by the Month kit themselves, not my thing. There's too much of Allie's handwriting on it, and that's fine. If you are a lover of Allie's handwriting, more power to you. If that makes you happy, girl, then fill your albums with it. But just for me, it doesn't make me happy. So I'm okay with using that little October Stories right there because that is her handwriting, but it's not a lot. Like, I don't mind little pops of that kind of thing throughout my album, but I just can't have an album that you look at and you see the same handwriting over and over again. That isn't mine. It stresses me out, and I'm not going to do it because my album should make me happy. I shouldn't go back and look at my albums and be like, And if I go back and look at my albums, there are some times where I look at the page layout and I'm like, man, what was I thinking? Like I have some pictures that I cut into shapes. I have some really ugly pages, and but you know what? Those kind of things aren't going to make me be like, like why? I might cringe a little bit because, I was still feeling, the scrapbooking hobby out. I was still developing my style. And that's fine. Like, I don't mind seeing the progression of how I have moved on as a scrapbooker of my albums. I just don't want to see other people's handwriting. Like, my growth and change, totally cool. Other people's, not so much. Okay, so now that I've run my mouth about that, as you can see, I brought in the teal and gold. And I did that because I said I wanted to lighten up the kit a little bit. Now, can you believe it? I actually used scraps of gold that I had trimmed off from the awesome 4x6 card. Now, as you guys know, scraps stress me out. They go right in the bin. But because they were right here, I used them. That wasn't a active, I'm going to use this. I'm going to use these scraps. It was just they're right here. I'm just going to grab them and use them type thing. This entire first page is basically Chloe's college let's go check it out trip. It's like a pre-college visit. When you go to a college and you check out the amenities and you check out the dorms and you check out the classes and you just check out what it's going to be like there. You talk to some people, you talk to some students, you talk to faculty, and that's what this is going to be. Now, I definitely have full pages for this, but honestly, I didn't have a lot of tiny little October stories to put in this this pocket page layout. Usually my pocket page layouts, my dividers are little stories that wouldn't normally go in my 12x12 album, or little extra bits of the story. And I just didn't have a lot going on in October that month, so I decided to go with this for Chloe's trip. So we did that, and I have many things of teal added to this. The one down here, the 4x6 card down here in the corner, is a card that says it's time to celebrate, and I also added an ATC, an alter trading card, that I had created a couple of weeks ago. Now, this was the one card that I liked the least out of the ones that I created, but I felt like it was completely appropriate for what I had going on the front of this layout. So life is a journey. It is time to celebrate because Chloe was checking out the college to see if that's where she wanted to go. I also added in the teal wood grain, and I popped on some craft and gold, and then that little chipboard sticker right next to it. So there definitely is a lot of teal green in this front of this page, and the teals are not all the exact same color. You can look at one of them and go to the next one and it looks more green, or you can look at one and move to the next one and it looks more blue, and I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay with having multiple shades of teal, multiple shades of green, multiple shades of blue. It does not bother me in the slightest. I am good with it. I am not usually a scrapbooker where the colors have to match perfectly. It would stress me out if I had to go through every single piece of cardstock I had, every single embellishment I had, to find the exact matching color. Just not my thing. So I'm going to flip over to the other side. I do have that pocket right there that is completely empty, and that is because I'm going to fill it with something. I'm going to make a little shaker out of it. I do really enjoy making shaker pockets in my albums. They're just little extra fun things, and it's just something I enjoy doing. Now, this card right here is a picture from work. And what had happened was somebody had set the end caps, and they kind of screwed up and set the same end cap on two different end caps right next to each other. So I am going to scrapbook that. That would not be something that would get its own page in my album, but ultimately I decided it was worth it for the Stories by the Month layout. So I do put some journaling down, and the journaling is not grammatically correct, and that's okay. Not only do I sometimes talk in an incorrect way, like my grammar is not correct when it comes out of my mouth, but I thought it was appropriate because of the screw up with the sales planners. So I write, yes, that is not an optical illusion. Someone set the same sales planner on 2 end caps right next to each other. I just shook my head because what else are you going to do? And then in parentheses I wrote, besides set it right. And you know, that's just the way it is. The thoughts come out of my mouth before my brain has time to put them in sensical order, I guess. And that's just the way it is. Down here at the bottom, I just talk about hitting 1,400 subscribers. I did that in October 2018. It says, yes, I am still taking screenshots of each YouTube subscriber milestone. It just makes me happy, so I will continue to do it. Now, I have scrapbooked a big layout about that where I like milestone numbers. I scrapbook anytime I catch a milestone number on YouTube and I screenshot it, I scrapbook it. I also scrapbook any milestone numbers I catch on the odometer on my car because those little weird things make me happy. And like I told you guys before, I'm all about scrapbooking. When I scrapbook, I want to scrapbook things that make me happy. So I'm scrapbooking them. Not to say I don't scrapbook some hard things, but I don't scrapbook them until I'm ready to, because I'm not going to force it. Scrapbooking should be fun. Yes, I think you should push yourself a little in your scrapbooking. You should try new things. If you try it and you don't like it, try it again. But then if you've done it twice, then you know for sure it's not your thing. But it shouldn't be a struggle. Like, scrapbooking should not be a struggle. Unless you're using it as some sort of therapy where you need to get some things out. Scrapbooking just shouldn't be a struggle. And I don't treat it that way. And I've become so much more happier and so much more prolific in my scrapbooking. And that's really what it is. I have people that say, how can you get so much done? You work, you have a family. I'm like, yes, my house is pretty clean. Yes, I do work. I do a darn good job at work. And, you know, this is what makes me happy and this is my priority. And that's what it is. That's what it is. So there we go. I am going to put another October card on the back of this because, like I said, I'm filling up this page with a bunch of filler cards because, honestly, this October was not very busy for this. I do have this Dream Big card that I'm going to trim down, and I'm just going to create a decorative card. And I figured that the Dream Big was appropriate for any one of these stories on the back, whether it's the big ice cream, the subscriber count, Lana cooking, or even the wackadoo sales planners. I talk about Lana and her love of making super cheesy quesadillas, and this was back in 2018, and we have since discovered a new way of making quesadillas. Lana does them in an iron skillet on top of the stove, and oh my word, they are so good. So freaking good. I also have a picture of a Big Daddy ice cream sandwich from It's It, and It's It is a San Francisco ice cream company. I am not a huge fan of It's It. I do enjoy the ice cream sandwich. When I have it, it's probably been a good more than 6 months, 9 months since I've had ice cream. Ice cream's just not my thing. It used to be my thing, but it's just not. I'm not that much of a sweet tooth, so it's not my thing. Anyway, then I have currently attempting to not eat all the candy in the house, and then even though it's ice cream, it's not really candy, I thought it fit. And then I put a little thing that said I ate the whole thing on it. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys again real soon for another video.